Girl, why are you licking my books? Hello, my name is Brittany. Welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are not new, welcome back. We are talking about books that I'm reading in February today. I have 9 books to talk about. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. Most of the books are off of my personal shelves, my own personal library. I pulled them from my TBR jar. One of them is going to be my book club pick. It is borrowed via Kindle Unlimited. I want to talk about that first just to get it out of the way because the rest are right here beside me in a stack. The Murder Robe Book Club selection for the month of February is a 100-page novella written by Christina Lauren. It is called The Exception to the Rule. It's part of the Improbable Meet Cute little series of books that were published back in January. One typo and a boy and girl connect by chance. Wishing each other a happy Valentine's Day isn't the end. In fact, it becomes a friendly annual tradition with rules. No pics, no real names, nothing personal. I can kind of already hazard a guess as to where it's going. It's a Christina Lauren romance. I am very excited to get into it, especially because it is so short, but I am wondering how that's going to go for book club, so I'll keep you posted. Let's move on and talk about the books that I pulled from my TBR jar. One of my biggest fears when I put all of my books into the TBR jar was, what if I pull a Dean Koontz and a Stephen King in 1 month? And spoiler alert, that happened this month. So let's talk about it. I pulled The Whispering Room by Dean Koontz. I don't know a lot about Dean Koontz as a writer. I just know that he writes extremely scary books. So this might be the only Dean Koontz book that I read for the foreseeable future, meaning I might cheat a little bit, and if I pull more Dean Koontz books out of my jar, if this one freaks me out too much, I won't be reading any more Dean Koontz this year, and I'll be waiting until my husband comes back home permanently before I pursue a Dean Koontz further. This is a Jane Hawk novel. It's book 2. I don't know if you need to read book 1 before you get into it. So if you've read any Dean Koontz, specifically the Jane Hawk novels, let me know if they are like more standalone books or if I need to read them all in order. I was assuming that it would be like some of the other books in a series that I've read that don't necessarily have to be read in order. Specifically, I'm talking about Lisa Gardner's Dee Warren series. I don't think that those have to be read in order because I've read one, it was like book 8, and I tracked perfectly fine without reading the other 7 books. I'm probably going to start the month with this because I'm intimidated by the length and it's my first Dean Koontz. Thankfully, the Stephen King book that I pulled is not it. I did pull Blockade Billy for my Stephen King pick this month. It's short, so I do have confidence that I can get through it. I do believe that this is a baseball short story, if the cover is anything to make a guess off of. But other than that, I couldn't tell you a single additional fact about this book. This will probably be a close second because I enjoy Stephen King's writing, but I also struggle with Stephen King's writing. When I read 11/22/63, which is my favorite Stephen King book, it took me a literal whole month to get through it. And when I read Duma Key, which is my least favorite Stephen King book, it took me 3 months to get through that. I can't ingest a lot of Stephen King at once. I do read other books in conjunction with him, but if I pull a Stephen King book in the future, it's gonna be the only book that I pull from the jar. I'll just pick my TBR for myself. Let's move on to thrillers because obviously thrillers are the brunt of my physical collection. It's what I have the most of, so of course it's what I have the most of for this TBR. I happen to pull 3 thrillers for this month. I read The Chalk Man by CJ Tudor a very long time ago when I first became a subscriber to Book of the Month. It was one of the very first books that I selected. So when I saw that CJ Tudor published The Hiding Place, I went ahead and bought this from, I think, Book Outlet quite a long time ago. It's been just sitting on my shelf ever since. I don't truly know what this is about, but I do remember very much loving The Chalk Man and CJ Tudor's writing, so I'm excited about this. The next book that I pulled, another new to me author who I've heard is pretty popular. I know that my children's grandma loves her works. It's going to be the first book that I've read from her, and it is The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. This was recommended to me by my children's grandmother, and so I take her recommendations very seriously. Hi, if you're new here, I don't like to know what books are about before I read them, so I don't know. Reese Witherspoon describes it as an edge-of-your-seat thriller set on the most beautiful yacht in the world, so maybe I like it. I have 3 books left. This is the one that I am least excited about. I bought it a long time ago I was perusing romance on Book Outlet, and I'm pretty sure that I didn't know what the book was about until I saw the trailer for the movie for Netflix. And then I was like, hang on, I have that book. I didn't know what that was about when I bought it. And in hindsight, I should have known what it was about when I bought it, but you know, we all learn lessons. I'm talking about Purple Hearts by Tess Wakefield, military romance. I think the dude's in the army and the girl is a struggling singer. This is just me basing it off of the film. I'm gonna push myself through this book, but don't be surprised if I either DNF or you see it in my Pango shop at some point in the future, because after watching the trailer of the movie, I was like, ooh, maybe I don't want to read this, but I didn't unhaul it, so now it's like read it or unhaul it. I have a YA, which circulated heavily on BookTube, I want to say in 2017, and I would be correct because the book was published in 2017. I went through a phase of looking for books to help me deal with anxiety and like stress, and I know that this book is one where the main character suffers from anxiety. We are talking about 10 Things I Can See From Here by Carrie Mack. That is the only tidbit that I know about this book. You are not your anxiety. Don't you worry your pretty little head. It doesn't matter. Why get upset about something so small? Just put it out of your mind. Think positive. Move on. Keep calm and carry on. Don't worry. Be happy. Yeah. Right. So I think that I'm going to like this. I do still read YA as a 33-year-old woman, and I am not ashamed of that. It was really embarrassing for me to walk into the vault, the teen room in my local library, and be the only adult woman in there, but you know, I do read YA. I'm currently in the middle of a YA book right now. Anyway, the last book that I have is one that my bestie Sheree is going to be very excited to see. I did not pick this on purpose. I just pulled it out of my jar. I pulled a classic, and I'm very, very excited to tell you all that this month I'm going to be reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I'm not going to sit here and explain a classic to you. I have an English degree. I have a library and information science degree. Frankenstein is one of the classics that I did not read in high school or in college. So when I saw this at Half Price Books, I said, wow, what a stunning cover. I'm going to buy it because at the end of the day, I genuinely love reading and analyzing classic pieces of literature. And so I'm going to read Frankenstein for you all this month, and I will let you know how it goes. So those are the 9 books that I am going to share with you. I will say that I have already picked my theme for my I Read 3 series that I started in January. I'm not going to be sharing the theme because I like it to be a surprise for you all, but I also picked the books that I'm going to read for that theme. So I'm very excited. I need to go because I have 60% of the last book that I'm trying to read in January to finish tonight, and it is January 31st as I film this. Girl, why are you licking my books? Disgusting. So I'm gonna go so I can read. I have to edit this too, so I'm gonna go. If you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like. Leave me a comment letting me know if you've read anything, like always, what you think about books that I've showed you. If you think that I'm gonna DNF anything, just leave me a comment. It really genuinely helps to have engagement. I like talking to you guys. I hate shutting up, so I will always comment back. I will see you all on Sunday. Bye, guys.